Welcome to The Strategic Edge, the podcast for entrepreneurs and business owners who want a competitive edge in the market. They want to be seen as the expert in their industry, and they're looking for cutting edge and innovative strategies that work across industries to help them scale their business like a boss. My name is Ann Carden, and I'm your host. Welcome to the show. Welcome back to another episode this week as I dive into how to fill your pipeline with amazing premium clients and how to actually close more clients in your coaching, consulting, or professional services business. So if you're a coach, if you're a consultant, or maybe you run a marketing agency or a CPA firm, this is going to be for you. So one thing that I learned many years ago is to get out of being a generalist and be a specialist, be an expert, having people look at you as the expert. Because over 10 years ago, when I went out and started my coaching and consulting business, I would go out to networking events and I would tell people I could help them grow their business. I was a business coach and I could help them grow. But the problem with that is the message didn't really land. It wasn't that compelling. It wasn't that irresistible. And then when I thought, okay, I'll get more specific, and I started saying things like, oh, I can help you add $100,000 to your business. Well, I quickly realized that there again, the message wasn't landing because to a contractor, $100,000 is nothing, right? That might be one job, big deal. They don't need a coach for that. But to a solo entrepreneur, that might be a lot, right? And so the message couldn't land. It didn't resonate. It was off. And so I learned very quickly that I needed to specialize. And what I did was I actually set myself apart in an industry, and I really went with contractors. I started working with contractors, and I remember when I sold myself as a business coach, I remember sitting in front of a contractor, and he said, well, have you ever owned a contracting business? Do you know anything about contracting businesses? And my answer was no and no, right? But I did know business. I built a lot of businesses. I had sold a lot of businesses, and I knew that I could help them because I knew the problems that they struggled with, but I hadn't yet specialized. And once I specialized, I never had anyone ask me again, well, did you own a contracting business? No, in fact, people referred business to me because I was known in that industry. And the way it happened really is I started working with one person. They got these amazing results. They actually sold their business for $5 million within the first year that we worked together. We built that up, and he was able to actually sell that for $5 million. So that went a long way to getting referrals, right? And people understanding that I knew what I was doing. And so they started sending me business, and I really became known as like a contractor business coach. And over time, more and more people were sending me those types of businesses. And I fell into working with coaches, consultants, and professional service providers because I was in a coaching organization, and they kept sort of elevating me on this pedestal about how I had built this multiple six-figure business and the ways that I was doing that. And I had a lot of coaches coming to me wanting me to help them do the same thing. And so through that time, I created my own process, and now I've worked with, I don't even know how many coaches and consultants and professional service providers. And this is really my online market. And so when you specialize, it makes it so much simpler. And so this is step number one, is specializing versus being a generalist. If you're a generalist, if you're a jack of all trades out there, it's very difficult to attract premium clients. It's very difficult for people to keep you top of mind. It's very difficult for people to even really know how to refer you. But when I said, oh, I was a contractor business coach, anyone that came across a contractor said, I know a great business coach if you ever need one, because she's a contractor business coach, right? And so it made it so much easier for people to refer business to me. And so this can be you too. What is your specialty? What is the thing that you're so good at? What is your background, your experience? And then how can you leverage that to become a specialist in that market? Now, if you don't believe me and the power of this, let's just say, for example, you are a chiropractor And there are two marketing agencies. One just does digital marketing, they create websites, they do all your online marketing. And the other is a digital marketing agency for chiropractors. Well, if you need an agency, who would you choose? Exactly. You would choose the agency that specializes in chiropractic marketing because you would believe that they were more credible, right? That they understood you more, that they knew what you needed. And that is the power of specializing. So how can you do this in your business if you have not yet done this? So step number one to landing more clients, attracting more clients, and even being paid higher fees is to be the specialist. When you're a specialist, people will pay you higher fees. I mean, think about it. A brain surgeon. Do people go out and shop brain surgeons if they need a brain surgeon? No, right? They're going to look for the best. And that's the same thing in the marketplace today. And if you do not specialize, then you're not going to be able to set yourself apart in the market. You're going to look, it's too broad, it's too vague, and your message can't land with your ideal clients. And that's the second piece of this. When you specialize, when you really dial in a specific ideal client, now you can really understand what their problems are, what their pains are, what their needs are, and you can specifically target that in your messaging. You can even target that when you have conversations. Oh, I noticed that a manufacturing company struggles with efficiency typically, and it does this, and this. Is that a problem that you struggle with too, or that your company struggles with too? And now you can talk specifics so that they can know that you understand their industry. And so it's a really, not only a critical component to your marketing, but it's also a critical component to your sales process, which I'll talk about. So specialize, then you can understand what their needs are, and then you can create the marketing and the messaging and even the offer that you're going to make around being the solution to those problems that they have. The other thing is it makes it easier to find them. If you know specifically that you're going to target manufacturing, or if you know specifically you're going to target oil and gas because maybe that is your background, or energy, that's your background, or maybe you are going to target chiropractors if you're a business coach, right? It makes it so much easier to now go out and find them, to get right in front of them, and to even ask for referrals in that industry and find people that are connected with the people that you want to meet in those industries. So there's a lot of ways to set up a marketing campaign, but it's very difficult to set up a marketing campaign if you are not specific about who those perfect clients are and what message is going to land with them or resonate. Because when you do that, that is what will attract them to you. The other thing is you can charge more. You can get paid more, right? So don't forget that piece of it. Now, the third thing is it makes the sales process so much easier. So as I just said, you can actually talk right to their problems, right to their pains. Is this something that your company struggles with as well? Is this something that you have a need for? And if it's not, they'll say, well, no, we don't have a need for that, but here's where we are struggling, or here's where we do need something. But the thing is, it can get you into those conversations. And then once you show them how you're the solution, how you can help them, you can land those clients much easier if you have a great proposal process, which is also one of the things that I teach about. And if you want to see some things about proposals and how to really close a proposal before you even write one, I've got some other videos on my YouTube channel or even in my podcast that can help you do that. So you can go check those out as well. So it's important to specialize. It sets you apart. It's important for your marketing so that you can fill your pipeline with people who would want your services, and it's easier to build the know, like, and trust when you're an expert. And then it makes everything so much simpler. And you can now scale, because there are going to be things that you're going to be doing over and over and over again, and you can actually systematize those things and make it easier for you to scale and leverage your time. So these are all next steps once you get these fundamentals in place. But you have a huge opportunity if you can just specialize in your business, create the message and the marketing campaign, and then the sales process to land those bigger deals. If you need help with this, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. You can click the link below the video and you can book a call with me, or follow me on this podcast by clicking the bell and subscribing to the channel. And I can't wait to talk to you next week. You have an amazing day. God bless you. Bye-bye.